Welcome to our Kansas Day program. The young historians have researched some characters for you, and we're ready for our first presentation.
Hello, my name is Veronica Campbell Brown. Would you happen to know where I could find Wichita, home of Barton College? My college team is having a get-together. I think I may have taken a wrong turn.
Wait, did you say Veronica Brown? I think I've heard of you. Aren't you an Olympian?
Yes, actually, I'm a runner. I ran for my college, starting my major career. And after graduating, I went to the University of Arkansas for higher education.
What did you do at Barton?
Like I said, I first started my running career there, even setting a few records. I set 4 national junior league college titles in the 60, 100, and 200 meter races. I still hold the record for the 100 and 200 meter at Barton. Aside from running there, I earned my associate's degree.
Why did you want to move to the University of Arkansas?
Well, after graduating Barton, I wanted to get a higher education. I was also able to continue my running career and make a name for myself by setting a few records there.
Wow, you did a lot. When did you first compete in the Olympics?
I first competed in the 2000 Summer Olympics when I was 18. My first Olympic race was the 4 by 100 meter relay. It's a 100 meter race that has 4 people run relay style.
How many Olympics have you competed in?
Every Summer Olympics since 2000. It's been such a journey to compete in so many games. I feel like I've given everything to my country and I don't need to prove anything. Competing in the Olympics is such an honor and a great experience.
That sounds great. What kind of medals have you won?
I have 3 golds, 3 silvers, and a few bronzes from the Olympics. I've also competed in the World Championships, Commonwealth Games, and more.
Your team is really lucky to have you. What country do you represent?
I represent Jamaica. My parents are from Jamaica, and I was born there on May 15, 1982. When I was young, we moved to Kansas, where I later attended college in Barton. And then I attended University of Arkansas, since Barton College is where I really started my running career. I've always felt that Kansas is a special place to me.
You've done a lot. Is there a moment in your career that stands out?
One of my most famous moments was my 200 meter race at the NCAA indoor title, where I took first place with a time of 22.43 seconds. At that time, I set a record for number 2 all best in NCAA history.
What's your motivation in running?
I feel like I want to inspire women that you can be whatever you want and to empower them. I always strive for perfection, so keeping a positive attitude is key.
That's a good message. What kind of running do you do?
I'm a sprinter. Interestingly, the UA, University of Arkansas, is dominated by long-distance runners, so I was able to make a name for myself by being a sprinter. I compete in solo, team, and relay sprints. I've had the honor of running with so many amazing athletes representing Jamaica, including Johan Blake and Usain Bolt.
Do you still run competitively?
Yes, I was going to compete in the 2020 Olympics until they got canceled. I still plan on competing when they are rescheduled. Running is my passion. However, in 2009, I was promoted to UNESCO Goodwill Ambassador, which has given me many chances to promote equality, especially for young women in the running sport.
I'll look forward to you running in them.
Oh, could you give me directions to Barton?
Sure. Just head 4 hours west. It was great talking to you.
Thanks, you too. Bye.
Bye. Veronica Campbell Brown, a Kansas athlete. Welcome to our 2021 Kansas Day program, and here is one of our characters.
Hello, beautiful people. You might recognize me as Mother in E.T. Wait, this isn't the TED Talk stage.
No, this is our Kansas Day program. But while you're here, you could tell us a bit about yourself.
Sure. My name is Deanne Wallace, and I was born in Kansas City, Kansas on December 14, 1948. Most people call me Dee. At the beginning of my career, I got a degree in education and I started teaching drama classes.
What did you do after that?
Later on, I became an actress myself. playing a role in multiple movies and TV shows.
What kind of movies did you take part in?
One of my most known roles is playing the mother in Steven Spielberg's E.T. But I think I'm more highly known for my many horror film roles where I get the nickname Scream Queen.
You mentioned TED Talk earlier. How does that tie in?
Oh yes. Later on to my career, I decided to become an author. I wrote 3 self-help books, and I've also become a public speaker. I was meant to be doing a TED Talk today, but I seem to have gotten lost. Well, I'll probably go and see if I can find the real TED Talk stage. I don't want to keep them waiting. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thanks for coming. Dee Wallace, an author, actress, teacher, a Kansas citizen. We are ready for our next performer.
I'm here to publish my book. Apologies for being late. It feels like only last month I was publishing my last book. Well, I guess it was only February.
Wait, who are you? Publish a book? I think you have the wrong place. We're a library, not a publishing office, though we have published a few books on the history of Lacine.
Lacine, I remember hearing about that little town. 5 away southeast from Lawrence, though. Oh, small town to be making history books on all the way up north.
We're in Lacine, and who are you again?
I'm Dorothy Canfield Fisher.
Oh, I've heard of you. We have one of your books in our library. I think it's the Brimming Cup.
I'm here to publish the Brimming Cup. How do you have it?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. I need to get going if this isn't the publishing office, and somehow I ended up in Lacine.
Wait, could you tell us a bit about yourself? I'd love to know more.
I guess, considering I'm lost, but only if you tell me the way to the publishing office. I was born 1879 in the rising town of Lawrence. My parents named me Dorothea after Dorothea Brooke from the novel Middlemarch. My mother decided I needed to study art in France when I was 9, so off we went. I learned French quickly, which is only one of the 5 languages I have learned and can speak fluently. Maybe because my father was a teacher, that inspired me later to become an educator and an activist. When my father became chancellor at the University of Nebraska, we all moved to Lincoln. I was in high school at the time, and I met a dear friend of mine, Willa. She became a famous author there, and we did a collaboration. It was my first publishment, but far from my last. I went to the University of Paris and the Columbus University. I was the first woman to get an honorary degree from the Dartmouth College, but I received many others from other universities and colleges.
Wow, you moved a lot. Did you enjoy learning art in France?
Yes, I loved art and considered pursuing it throughout my life. But I also loved music, especially the violin. Honestly, back then I never thought writing would become such a huge part of my life. I've written many novels, both fiction and nonfiction, but one of my favorites, just because of what it tells, is Montessori Mother. And after I published that book, I went on to write many articles for women's magazines, and 2 years later, I published the book Mothers and Children. If you're looking for my books, my fiction will be under Canfield, and my nonfiction will be under Fisher. Though, one of my most well-known novels is Understood Betsy. It's about an orphan girl who has to move to Vermont to live with her cousins.
Earlier, you mentioned being an educator and an activist. Can you tell me more about that?
Sure. I was, and still am, a large supporter of adult education. 8 years ago, in 1911, then I visited the children's houses in Rome, established by Maria Montessori. I was so inspired, I decided to bring the Montessori method back to America. In 1916, during World War I established a home for refugee children. I also established a braille press for blinded veterans. And I continued my war relief work even after the war ended. And I even got recognized by Eleanor Roosevelt. Just this year, I got put on the Board of Education to help promote rural education.
I had no idea you had done so many things.
Well, I really best be going now. Which way to the publishing office?
There isn't one in Lacine. You'll have to go to Paola. They might have one there.
Is that close? I'm terribly late.
About a 20-minute drive.
Oh dear, I don't have a car. I better get going.
Dorothy Canfield Fisher, author, activist, Kansas citizen, who brought the Montessori method to America.